So last week I recorded a conversation that I had with another LinkedIn member. Now, Aaron Placencia would describe himself as a growth hacking entrepreneur, an investor, and a sales expert. So here's how the conversation went. Now, just bear in mind it was a long one, it has been edited, but I felt that there'd be real nuggets of information for you here about how to keep motivated during cold calling, and because it's a conversation that Aaron and I had. And so yeah, I thought it'd be quite good to share with you. Hope you enjoy. I kind of wanted to have a chat with you today so that my subscribers could hear from you how you've started, fallen, got up again, carried on. So what is it? What's the secret of that? What's the secret of staying motivated and really keep going and going and going and make a success of what you do?
Trying to figure that out. Trying to figure it out one day at a time, Shia. It's interesting. You're in the UK?
Yes.
Okay. So I have a student that's also from the UK, one of our classes, and we do these role plays because I do sales training. And he always says this one word, and I'm in love with it. And I'm starting to use it, but I can't quite pull it off the same way that he does. But it's this. When there's sort of like a positive affirmation, like let's say the other person is in agreement in some form or fashion, he says, "Brilliant." Anyway, so your question was basically kind of making mistakes and getting back up and making mistakes.
Yeah.
So I'll just give you a quick little background. So there's some context to that. I started off as a collector at a small town bank. And so my job was I literally had, printouts. This was in 1990. God, it's even weird to say the 90s, isn't it? It feels old.
Do you feel old?
No, I don't feel old. I feel like that's a person that would say 1990s would be an old person. Not me, someone else.
But it means you're experienced too, right?
Oh yeah, very. Very experienced. So anyway, I would wake up, I would come to work and there would be a new list on paper of people for me to call.
Yeah.
And so my job was to call them and have them pay their loans. Or if not, we had to go repossess their cars, or, Texas out in the country, it was tractors and cars and stuff. So I literally spent my first 4 years, and I was probably 20, 21, 22, somewhere in that range. So I spent the first part of my life in that role, making those phone calls that I really sometimes would rather not make, right? It's not really a joy to call someone and say, "Hey, you need to pay your freaking bills, man," and then there's people's sad stories and stuff. So it taught me to be human. Everybody had a different story. Everybody had circumstances. We've all been there. I didn't really understand life at 20, the ups and downs and how to be, but I was always empathetic. And I think that's kind of just the core of who I am and why I'm okay making mistakes and learning from them. And honestly, it's therapy. You're talking about the videos on LinkedIn. It's therapy for me to just say, "Hey, I fucked up. Here's how it went down, and here's how I think I should fix it. And if there's, any of you other people out there who have gone through this, here's my perspective. Take it or leave it," right? I don't ever come across I really despise the old guard guru types that tell people what they should do.
Yeah.
Everyone's different. Everyone's got a different background, different strengths and weaknesses and fears and apprehensions and, gifts as well. So I don't think there's a one size fits all. So I just try to share the voyage,
The subscribers that watch this channel, my subscribers, had started watching it because of cold calling. And I think some of the messages that you have about, it doesn't matter if you get it wrong. It's about learn from that mistake and then get up and do it again.
My advice would be first understand how you think, act, and feel about the act of making those phone calls. And so to me, it's everybody learns different, okay? But I think a practical way is to just approach it if I'm gonna sit down at my desk right now and I know it's time to make phone calls, all right?
Yeah.
Personally, I've been calling for 20-something years. So it's not fear per se, but it is a bit of an anxiety, right? There's some nervousness there, just about my fear comes from because I hold myself to a high level is like, man, I hope I don't screw up. Like, I hope I don't not deliver. That's my fear. Your fear might be something different. You know, line up 10 people, they might have each different fears. I'm scared someone's gonna yell at me. I'm scared of this, right? Ultimately, I think step number one is awareness. Being really honest with yourself is like, sit down, here's the phone, you know it's time to call. What are you feeling right now? I know this sounds a little cheesy or woo-woo, but get it out. Get it out of your system. You don't have to show it to anyone. What am I feeling about this particular act I'm about to embark upon, right? You know, and all the little fears, all the little thoughts that come up, good, bad, and different, and just get them out. So step one is awareness. Step two to me is figuring out what the hell are you going to say in those first 10 seconds, like that critical, 10 to 15 seconds. And I have a weird, hashtag. It's basically, why the F should they care? So I just imagine, like, Sheeta, if I call you, I just imagine you going, you don't say hello. I hear you say, why should I care about talking to you right now? Why should I invest 10 seconds? And so I want to answer that right out of the gate. So that's just my approach. Again, it's not a one size fits all. So what do? Like, I'm doing this yesterday.
Hey Bob, it's Aaron at Predictable University. I realize I'm interrupting your day. May I have 30 seconds to explain why? Great. Well, statistically, it can take up to 10 plus months to get a new prospector to a place where they're providing meaningful revenue to the company. And we've created a program that can get them there within 6 weeks. I'd like to tell you about that.
So practice.
This what you've just said about listening to yourself and actually, recording yourself. It's a great idea. Record yourself. Why not? We have all the tools and gadgets to do that. You're absolutely right. The written word has no power against the tone. So, being able to do that will give you a real understanding of being in that other person's shoes and knowing how it feels and hears or sounds when you call them. And how exciting are you? I mean, you could be really dull. So and you never know. I mean, how many of us have heard our own voices on a voice recording machine and gone, oh my God, is that me?
Yeah.
Really? I think the main thing I'm always saying to everybody that I come across in sales is, it's about human beings. That's all it is. And it's not rocket science. You're a human being. I'm a human being. We know what human beings like. So just put yourself in the other human being's shoes.
Human connection and little opening up yourself, just in little things that are going on in the situation, it just changes the game. Like I did calls yesterday and I just kind of shared some stuff that was going on with the lady and she was looking up a guy to transfer me to, and it just made some small talk and we laughed and joked and you know what I mean? It helped. And she took the extra time and attention to get me to a decision maker, where at first she was brushing me off, I didn't know who I was looking for, blah, blah, blah. But you can build a rapport. And I think it is a bit of an art that seems to be lost.
And the other thing I think that really gets to me is the whole thing about subservience. You don't need to be subservient to the person you're speaking to. Not if you believe you're bringing value to them.
1000%. And I don't want to agree with everything you say, because that's a very boring conversation for other people to watch. Yes, I agree with you. Yes, I agree with you. I agree with you too. I agree with you again.
But I'm always right.
And then I'm going to come back. I'm going to disagree and say, no, that's not true at all. Then I'm going to agree with you and throw my pen.
Do you agree I'm always right?
Damn it, Sheeta, you're right. I can't wait for you to be wrong though, because I'm going to point it out now. That's it. I mean, you hit the nail on the head, and we are not here. The word I use is supplicate. I am not here to supplicate to anybody or anything, because I know for a fact, personally, and this is an interesting point to think about too from a psychological perspective, I'm an entrepreneur, so I sell stuff that I build. right? So what problem do I want to solve in the world, and what am I truly inspired, and what do I feel like I'm gifted at? And where those things converge, build something, okay? So I go out and I find people and things, and we put this thing together and we build it. So of course, I believe in my thing 1,000%. So why would I supplicate or lower myself? Hey, you know what? If it's not you, it's not you. Yeah. But I'll tell you this, on the flip side, everybody's not an entrepreneur. Everybody out there selling didn't create their thing. Everybody out there is not at 1,000% belief in their product or service. And I personally have gone through this with a media company that I worked for, and I sucked. And the reason why, part of the reason why I sucked, there's two reasons. Number one reason why I sucked is because part of the product sucked. I did not believe in it.
Yeah.
And this was face-to-face selling, and I'd have to go to business owners, and I inside I'm like, I need to make money, so please buy it. But also internally, it just wasn't resonating, right? And I'm sure that bled through.
For people who are new entrepreneurs, new business owners, people trying to build a business, so that involves selling. So the whole sort of sales arena around that. So if you're in selling or starting up your own business, what would be your sort of top tips?
Awareness, number one. Why do I want to do this? Which is, I think, an obvious first step, right? Is it because it's the cool thing to do and it's sexy to be an entrepreneur? Yeah. A lot of people, I think, jump into, oh, I want to be like this person or that person. And that's completely natural, by the way. Yeah. It's natural. It's a very human thing to do, right? You see something that's doing well, why not emulate that? Makes sense. Number two, don't be the guy, oftentimes in my life, like me, that has no skill other than, hey, I'm just a good guy and I can talk to people. Like, find a skill. Like, I really recommend learning a skill and learning it really, really, really well, whether it's coding or graphic design or, animation or, whatever you could think of, like something to do with AI. Learn a skill and know and have that skill that you bring to every conversation and every interaction, and have something to give. And the third one, I would say, learn how to sell. Learn how to sell in a very human, intelligent way, where you know why you're approaching certain people. You already know before you approach them what problems they're having, what opportunities that they want, so you can craft, outreach and communications in a way that resonates with them. And understand the fundamentals of selling. Understand truly what objections are and how to respond to them and how to overcome them sometimes before they even come your way, which is my preferred method.
So I like that. One word: brilliant.
I bet you're asking me for one word that comes to mind. Like, what? Oh, brilliant. Love it. Thanks, Gia. Brilliant.
Love it. That was really, really good. Thank you so much for your time there, Aaron. I think you've given some real value to my subscribers and the audience. And if there was, is there something you'd like to say to the audience in terms of where to find you, where you are? You're in Texas, we know. You do sales training.
I'm in Texas, yeah.
So how would people find you if they're in your region?
Yeah, so I'd say find me on LinkedIn. I do quite a bit of video and I like to interact with people there. Yes, I own a sales training company called Predictable University. My business partner is a man by the name of Aaron Ross, who wrote the book Predictable Revenue. So that's what that is. I'm also launching a new company called Strive. And Strive is an invite-only platform for entrepreneurs and professionals. And the bottom line with Strive is we're bridging the gap of really everything that you and I have talked about today between personal development, getting the human part right, and then how do we take that personal development and really, really accelerate the professional growth.
When are you launching Strive?
But June and July, I'll let you know for sure.
Okay, and if people want to know about it when the time comes, how do they go about finding out?
So they can go, and it's not live yet as of the moment we're recording this, but maybe by the time you put it up, it should be strivealpha.com. So it's STRIVE alpha, ALPHA.com.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much for your time today, Aaron.
I hope I see your cheery face again, and it has me going. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, let's definitely do it again. Take care.
See ya.
So that was Aaron Plasencia. As I said, he can be found on LinkedIn. Okay, once again, I have to keep remembering, if you're watching this and you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe. Have a look at some of the other videos as well. I will continue to put out videos that hopefully are helpful. I will continue to put myself on the line and make those live calls as well. And naturally, I don't put all of the live calls on there. Reason being that when sometimes I am through to a decision maker, it's their choice whether I put that on video or not. All right, so have a great day. I'll speak to you soon. Hi, so last week I recorded a chat that I had on Zoom with another one of my LinkedIn colleagues, recent LinkedIn friends that I've made, called Alan Plasencia. Now, Alan has Aaron. Stop.